Hey, what's up, everybody? Today is September 9th, 2025, and I am here with Taryn Quinterri from Cosmetic Aesthetics out in Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Taryn?
What's up? How are you?
Thanks for joining. I know we had a little bit of I didn't know you were 3 hours behind for some reason. So I was thrown off. But I mean, we were talking offline. I want to bring this up to you because you've been in the industry for a while. Have you seen Kelly Osbourne lately?
Kelly Osbourne? No,
She
I'm
she looks
super
like a
out of the loop with
totally
celebrities.
different person. It's not even I just
Really?
recently saw it and I was like, "Is that the same person? Is that" because Ozzy died, so then all this
Yeah.
stuff pops up. I'm like, "Holy shit." I mean, even like,
Is she all skinny? I feel like so many of the celebrities are super skinny
she
now because of
doesn't look
the
like the same
yeah.
person. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, wow. She had a brow lift. Huh.
She I don't
I'm about to
it
go to
looks like
Turkey in like
I mean,
6
it looks
months.
like she shaved her cheeks down or something.
She,
I mean,
she
it's
probably did. She probably took
in
the weight loss shot that everyone's taking.
yeah, the Ozempic, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that
was that
along with, like, a million other things. I mean, she doesn't even look like the same human
mhm.
being. Like, a lot of times when people
Yeah.
lose weight, you can kind of be like, "Oh, I could see you now." Or you know what I mean? She looks like
Yeah,
a totally different person. Okay,
yeah.
did you see the Kris Jenner transformation?
So good.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I love it.
Hey,
I
you
love that she was honest about who did her surgery too. I think that's like celebrities need to start being honest. Do you hear that Lindsay Lohan told everybody she didn't have anything done? Like, Lindsay Lohan looks amazing. She had clearly something done, but she won't tell
I
anybody.
mean, she's been on, in the spotlight since she was, like, what, 10? When did Parent Trap come out? You can't
Yeah,
really lie about it when you've been around that long.
yeah. I'm about to go to Turkey probably in like 6 months, and I'm gonna get my like a little brow lift. So I'm gonna come out looking like this. I'll be 25 again.
I don't think you need it. I'll go on record, say I don't think you need it, but you do what makes you
Thank
happy.
you. I'm doing it. I can't have a winged eyeliner anymore. My wing disappears. Like it's unacceptable.
You're talking about the little black mark that goes to the side like that? I
When
know.
because I have crow's feet now because I'm 35.
Nothing wrong with that. It's normal. I have them too. I have them too.
I don't care. I
It's
don't
part
want
of
them.
it's part Um, Speaking of the plastic surgery, you're very open about this. I watched you speak a lot about this last year. I met you at the Meeting of Minds in New York, and you talked about getting your implants taken out. Can you kind of go over that, and then we'll circle into like your
Yeah.
career?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I love sharing this. It's super important, and it was a really crazy experience. So I had them in for a total of 15 years, and I was told, swap them out in 10 to 15 years, which is kind of crazy to say, like 10 to 15, like that's a pretty large gap, 5 years. But I was like, well, I'm going to get my money's worth, so I kept them in. I was going to go the full 15, and around 13 years of having them, I started getting sick a lot. Different things like back to back sinus infections. I was just like brain fog. I was popping Adderall like crazy. I mean, I've always had an Adderall script. I am diagnosed ADD, but I only take it as needed because I don't really like the way it makes me feel. It like takes away some of my creative side of me. And like, yes, I can focus really well on it, but I just don't like taking it daily. So I take it when I need to write something or create a presentation or whatever. But I was popping it every day because I had so much brain fog. Like I felt dumb. I felt like I was literally deteriorating. I was lethargic. I was tired. I was weak. I had migraines. The one that was really debilitating was the migraines. I had migraines when I got to 14 years of having them, the migraines kicked in hardcore, and I had a migraine like 5 or 6 days a week.
Oh
So
my god.
that's when it was. I mean, it was scary. It was to the point where I was like, if I can't figure this out, like I can't live like this. Like I'm gonna have to fly to wherever that country, Switzerland or something, and like pay 15 grand to kill myself. Like it was bad. So I saw
Sure.
so many. I know that's morbid, but it was real. I was like, I cannot live like this. if I can't figure this out, you know? So I went to so many different doctors, and like, you know, you fill out paperwork when you go to the doctor, like, have you had any surgeries? So all of them had paperwork of me saying, yes, I've had breast implants, you know, but not a single one of them ever considered like, well, hey, maybe it's your boobs. I saw you had these put in 2009, you know? And I went to neurologists, allergy specialists, you know, you name it. I went to so many doctors and nobody could figure it out. And then finally, one of my girlfriends was like, how old are your boobs? And it just dawned on me. I was like, well, they are kind of old, and you know, it's a foreign object in my body. And they were saline, they weren't silicone. So a lot of people know about silicone poisoning, but people don't realize that the saline ones, the bag itself that the saline is in is still made out of silicone. So you may not have like loose silicone from like a rupture like you could with the other kind, but you still have a silicone object in your body that is then filled with saline. So I was like, you know what? I do a bunch of yoga now and Pilates, and like I'm kind of sick of these boobs anyways. So I'm good. I'm gonna take them out and we'll see what happens. And literally 48 hours later, the migraines were gone completely, like
Wow.
completely gone.
Wow.
Everything else took about, yeah, within 2 days, no joke. Everything else took about 4 to 6 weeks, like the lethargy, the brain fog. I also did a parasite cleanse and a heavy metal detox and after the surgery. And so I think that helped with like the brain fog and everything like that. Like people don't realize your gut is your second brain. So when you reset your gut like that, it's so beneficial for your health in so many ways. So all of that combined, you know, I'm happy and healthy again. But it was like a really hard year and a half of my life, to the point where I had to close my school. I had to close my studio. I turned my guest house, which I used to Airbnb, and my students used to stay in my guest house when they would fly in from other states to train with me. I switched that into my little tattoo studio now. It's 2 stories, so I have like a chair upstairs and a chair downstairs, and it's a total vibe, and my clients love it. And I'm super happy I get to, you know, be in the same vicinity as my older dog, who's in like the last year of his life now. But at first I was really depressed. Like I did not want to close my studio. I felt like, you know, but I couldn't keep up with it. I was canceling on clients left and right because I would wake up with a migraine, and the last thing I want to do is tattoo somebody, especially SMP. Poking thousands of dots in someone's head with a migraine is like not okay. So, but I'm happy now, and you know, everything happens for a reason, and I love sharing that story. A lot of
Yeah.
people like I talk to, there's people who had them in for 20 years and they're like, well, I'm fine. I'm not sick. And I'm like, but are you though? Like, I feel like you are kind of sick a lot, you know, like they
I
don't put two and two together.
I have a bunch of questions for that, Taryn. So did they say, hey, you're having silicone poisoning or anything like was there an official diagnosis, or did you just get them out and then you did those
No,
two cleanses and
I
then you start
literally
to feel better?
self-diagnosed. I
Okay.
self-diagnosed, and the more that I started to research so I joined like several breast implant groups on Facebook with, I mean, one of them has like 70 something thousand people in it, you know, like,
Wow.
so it's a real thing. It's just for whatever reason, like our medical industry hasn't like caught on to it yet, except for the surgeons that are doing it. Like, so the guy that removed mine, he won't even swap them out for new ones. Like he only does explants because his wife was sick and he watched what she went through with her implants. And so now he only removes them. He specializes in it. And, you know, so the word is out there, but for whatever reason, like, and, you know, doctors, a lot of times they're only, you go to all these different doctors and they're trained to do one type of thing. Like they're trained to look at your brain health or your, you know, your bones or your, whatever their specialty is, that's what they're looking at. So it's hard for people to like see the whole picture. But I pretty much looked at the symptoms, and I had about 25 out of them. And I think there's like 50 different symptoms or something like that that you can have. And I was like, well, let's see if I can, you know, fix this myself. And I did. So yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty crazy.
Does it cost money to get them taken out?
Oh my God, so much money. Yes,
To get them
it was
taken
like
out?
$13,000,
To
and
remove
also
them?
to get them taken out,
Oh
not
my
covered by,
god.
yeah. And
That's gotta be more than the actual cost to put them in, right?
dude,
Uh,
well, okay, so I mean, I had them in for 15 years. So when I put them in, they were 4,500, but that was 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
when I was
yeah.
looking at first, I was looking at potentially like swapping them out for new ones, and they were around the same price. To get new ones would have been like 13 ish to 15. So, it was expensive to take them out. There's some doctors that will take insurance, but from the research that I did, they're not as good as the ones that don't take insurance. And it's a whole nightmare of like hoops that you have to jump through in order to get insurance to cover it. And I just wasn't willing to even deal with that. I was like, just get these fucking things out of me, you know? And then the healing process was pretty brutal as well. So I actually could not work for 7.5 weeks. Like my arms were stuck to me like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like I could not like lift my arms. And so I had my implants put under the muscle. So when they took them out, your muscle has to like heal itself and reattach itself. And I couldn't work and it was expensive. And I kind of got sick right when like things slowed down a little bit, like our industry took a little bit of a hit with the economy. Everyone's slower than we were at one point, like in 2021, 2022, we were all booming.
That was good
So I
time.
got sick in 20, yeah. So I got sick in 2023, right when everything slowed down, which I guess was good, right? Because I couldn't keep up with it. Like I really couldn't. I stopped marketing because for like a year and a half, because I was canceling on people so much because I was sick. So I'm just starting to like market again and get back into the groove of things.
What's up, SMP world? It's Chris with the Blends Protein. A lot of people are switching over to our products. The most realistic results are being put out using Blends products. These products were made for artists by artists. We want to make you a believer. Here's 20% off your first purchase. Use Dattie podcast. Blends for the most natural results in the world.
Well, thank you for sharing that. There's I'm sure that there's so many different levels of mental pain you dealt with doing that as well on top of it, right?
Oh
I
my
mean, you had them
gosh.
for so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, they became a part of my identity, and also the healing is really crazy. Like they look super deformed when they first come out, and they can take up to a year to like they call it fluffing to like look like boobs again. Like they look like these deflated things. It's definitely a mental uh challenge, as far as like your confidence, finding clothes again that fit you. I mean, this is all padding, this is
Yeah,
a I've got in
yeah.
like a I just turned my light off, but this is just a bra with a bunch of padding right now. It's
Nothing
not
wrong with
me.
that. Nothing wrong with that, ladies. If you're listening, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You got to do what's healthy and safe for you. My wife, before we have two kids, and before the kids, and obviously while she was pregnant, they get really full with milk. But my wife is
Mm-hmm.
also
Mm-hmm.
I'll say more petite like you. She's skinny, right? So my wife's 120 pounds. So once
Yeah.
the kids come out, hers deflated too, and she's been going through that whole thing, with
And it's hard
her
when
boob.
you're
She
when
went
you're
from boobs like
tiny.
really big to like very much pressed against her chest. Yeah, deflate it would be the
Yeah,
best
and when
way.
you're tiny, like you can't even do a lot of the girls are doing fat transfers now. They're taking their fake implants out and getting fat transferred. So but it's like when, I have no fat, I can't do that. So probably your wife's the same. Like, so it's
Yeah.
hard, but you get used to it, you embrace it. The itty bitty titty committee is fine. I'm here for
Well,
it.
they might, and maybe they'll come out with something in the future that you might be willing to try later.
Well,
Who
they've
knows?
got the Ozempic, the weight loss shot. Maybe they'll have like a
An opposite.
a fat growing in your boobs and butt shot. I don't know.
Or if I don't, now this sounds risky, and this is, what if they took fat from a fat person who, I don't
I've
know.
been wanting them to do that for so long, but so I guess it's a DNA issue. Like
Yeah,
it's
they do it for hair.
yeah.
I
So
feel like Floyd Mayweather, the amount of hair that he got in his hair transplant and beard transplant, like where did they take it from? So I feel like
right?
like a cadaver, like a fat cadaver, an
Yeah.
overweight cadaver that's the same DNA as you.
I
Maybe,
mean,
I don't know.
it would be a huge industry if they could figure that out. There's so many women that would give their fat away.
There's so I also want to bring this up. You talked about the migraines. So I take TRT. So I've been on TRT. Do you know what that is? So it's
It's just like testosterone. Yeah, yeah.
testosterone replacement therapy, and there's many benefits to it. So anyone listening to this, there's many benefits to it. However, one side effect is that you're basically, my body produces too many red blood cells. And so because of that, I was getting brain fog. So I know exactly what you mean. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I got a lot of pressure in my head and I had no idea. I've been taking TRT, I guess, for about almost 3 years now. And it's not because I had low T, I had average testosterone levels like around 560. But now taking the shot, I can get it between 900 and 1100, which is on the high end of normal. Now, like a bodybuilder, they're at like 2400, 3000. I just want to be on the higher end because as you get older, it's harder for guys to build muscle. There's also a lot of other benefits like stamina. And
I just started actually taking a microdose of testosterone. Like it's like a
really?
cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
seen that.
I'm breaking out from it right now too. I'm like, I hope that clears. It'll probably clear up. It's probably just my body getting used to it. But I started taking it for just like overall like stamina. Like at the gym, I felt like I was getting like my workouts were getting shorter. You know, like I was getting more tired. I felt like I wasn't putting on muscle as quickly. I lost a bunch of weight from the surgery and having my boobs taken out, and because I wasn't able to exercise for a while. And I'm skinny, so I'll lose weight. I'll lose muscle mass quickly, and then it takes me a lot longer to put it back on. And I felt like I'm 35 now. Putting it back on has been so much harder than it
It
used to be when I
is.
was younger. So I started taking a microdose of it. They did they tested my levels and I was fine and I don't need it, but
It
it's
helps.
helping. It
It
is
helps.
helping me work out again. So
I
yeah,
agree. It
I'm
gives you
hoping I don't lose
energy
hair
too.
from it. It's just a microdose. Yeah, yeah,
I know that.
yeah.
So that's what I was thinking when I was
But
like,
you
well, I'm
should try
already
a
bald.
parasite. Yeah, right. Lucky you. You should try like a parasite cleanse for your brain fog and stuff. Have you ever done any type of like gut reset?
I did, and I'll tell you about it. What I did for so what I found out once I figured out like what the hell's going on, I talked to my doctor. So I basically do a blood dump. So once a month I go and I give like 8 vials of blood because I have too many red blood cells. And so they just take it and they
Mm,
either donate it or throw it out. So somebody's going to get my blood or it's getting tossed, but taking that out instant relief. And then I take it's called levothyroxine. It's a blood thinner. And so that helps as well. So getting blood taken out every month and then taking a blood thinner has helped me personally.
interesting. Yeah, my dog is on levothyroxine.
Okay. Okay.
My older dog, yeah, I have to give it to him 45 minutes before his food, morning and night. It's a real pain in the
You're
ass.
supposed to do it on an empty stomach, yeah. I take one
Mhm.
every other day. And
Mm,
I haven't got off of it long enough to know if there's an effect because I start doing that at the same time as the blood dump. So I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know if I need both, but I keep
mm.
doing it. It's working for me personally. So do your
I
research,
love
people. If you're
that.
thinking about this, do your own research, do your own tests,
Yeah.
you know. But if you are thinking about it, it does work though. The TRT 100% works.
Yeah, I also started taking, NAD, and that's been noticeably helpful as
What does
well.
that do?
So it's supposed to it's it's what all the celebrities are doing. It's one of the things that all the celebrities are doing. NAD and peptides. It's
Oh,
like
you
just
got access to peptides. Okay.
yeah, it just
I
makes you
want
younger.
the there's a lot of benefits. I watch Joe Rogan like every multiple. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like won't shut up about the peptides.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to. I'm trying to. See, trying to get a
Yep.
doctor to give it to you is it's a little rough
Yeah.
sometimes. I might have to go different routes.
Well, maybe I don't know, maybe a bigger city or something. You'd find a
Oh,
doctor
I
easier.
mean, if I really, really want to, I just go online and do an online doctor. You gotta
Well,
do
there's
it.
so the NAD, you can get it shipped to your house and you can inject it yourself now.
Okay. I mean, the TRT I do subcutaneous in my right in my
Yeah,
upper
same.
butt cheek.
That's what the NAD is. You can like go to an IV clinic and have it done intravenous, but like I can't do anything intravenous. I'll like pass out. You can tattoo my armpit. You can shoot my cheeks up with filler. You cannot stick something in my vein. I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So that's like the best way to do it is the intravenous, but the injections are fine too.
Okay.
I don't believe any of the supplements of NAD really work.
Just trying it.
Yeah, taking it orally, I don't think that's gonna do anything. That it just has made me feel like I don't know, like I like just more energy, more like clarity, mental clarity, brain, like cognitive function. Oh, another thing I started taking was methylene blue. I don't take it like super
I
frequently. I
see
take it
100 of
twice a
those
week.
advertisements on Instagram a day.
Dude, they're amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's so good. It feels like almost like when I take Adderall, but you minus the like anxiety that sometimes I can get
How
with
many
it.
milligrams on Adderall do you take?
Like 2.5. Like they don't even make a dose. I have to split my
Oh, you break
10
them in half.
milligram into
Okay.
quarters. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
lightweight. I take like
Okay.
2.5 milligrams. Sometimes I'll get crazy with it and I'll take another 2.5 later. But yeah, to like keep going. But the methylene blue is nice. It's really nice. You gotta try it.
And that's supposed to be like like not, so I don't want to take Adderall anymore. I take the methylene blue. Is that kind of what it's supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It helps with your focus. And I swear it's improved my memory. Like I
Ah,
used to forget things a lot, and I swear I think this is, I don't know if it's probably a combination of everything. Like the NAD is supposed to also help with memory and cognitive function, and like so I think it's everything. You know, we're getting older. I'm trying to do as much as I can to stay young.
oh, I agree. Well, I'm all about recovery. I do all kinds of crazy shit for recovery. So we were talking where I had that brain fart. You said, have I done any cleanses? So what I did last year, in the beginning of October, I fasted for 47 hours, just water and
How was that?
black coffee. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. But
Really?
what that does is it resets your body, right? And
Yeah,
you're,
yeah.
yeah. And so it's supposedly you reach a point called hypertrophy. And what that does
Mhm.
is your body starts basically eating all the bad cells, right, in
Okay.
you. And so then it resets itself. And I haven't been sick, in a year. I mean, I got allergies just recently, but I mean, it does help. I don't know.
Yeah.
But gotta eat. You gotta eat.
I know. I get such headaches when I get headaches if I like go too long without eating. I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but I would, for me, like the parasite cleanse is doable because it's like you just change your diet for 30 days and you take a supplement and your body, you reset your body that way. So there's just different ways you can do it. If I could do a fast for that long, I would, and I should try it and see what happens, but I don't know. I have
Well,
such a sensitive head. I feel like sometimes it's not the risk outweighs the reward. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you only do what you can tolerate. I am interested in the peptides, though. I really am. And I'm going to get some. Um, where did you grow up?
I was born in Tucson. I lived there till I was 10, and then my mom moved me to Phoenix, and I was in Phoenix until I was like, I can't remember if I left to Florida when I was 18 or 19.
With your family or solo? Did you go to Florida?
Solo.
When you were in high school, were you a good kid or were you a bad kid?
I'm both. I had good grades and, but I also, snuck out of my house when my mom was sleeping and I was a little stoner and, so I was good and bad. I didn't do any like hard drugs or anything like that,
Yeah.
but,
Did you play any sports growing up?
I was in dance and softball.
Nice. You played
I was a
softball. What
ballerina.
position?
I was pitcher and shortstop.
Okay. I say you were pretty good.
Yeah. How about you? Did you play anything?
Yeah, I mean, I play softball to this day. Old guy softball, not like you, not with the fast pitch. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I finished my 18th season. I wrestled, I baseball and football and stuff. Um,
That's cool.
did
Were you a good kid?
For the most part, I'd say I was. I mean, I did stupid shit, but I wasn't I wouldn't define myself as a bad kid who went around and did bad things. I made
Yeah.
mistakes, but I had
Yeah,
no
yeah.
ill
I was
intentions.
I was a good person. Like
Yeah.
I was very popular in the sense that I was friends with everyone, like every group of different types of people in my school. But I was also like the class clown, and I was only bad in the sense that I was like a stoner and I would like sneak out and lie to my mom about shit. But I overall was
I
a pretty
get
good
it.
kid.
I think a
But
lot of people do that. So after high school, what year did you graduate high school? 09?
oh wait,
Oh wait.
I actually
Okay.
graduated early. I graduated when I was 17, but I walked in '08. So I graduated in '07. I graduated a semester early. just because I had enough credits, and then
Nice.
I walked in '08. Yeah.
So you were a freshman when I was a senior. Uh,
Yes.
did you, um, did you right after high school, did you plan to go to college or did you say, screw this, I'm going to Florida? What happened?
So I went straight to ASU. Like, I'm pretty sure I was still 17 when I went to ASU. I went into the architecture program, and I was pretty good. But I was like, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. It was a very lonely industry. Like, all my friends were out partying and, making friends all the time. And I was like up until 5 a.m. cracked out on Adderall working on an architecture project, like it was just not, it was not for me. So about after like a year, I switched to community college and went to something just so random. It was like math, something to do with math. And I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was so lost. I was just like, and I was paying for college on my own. So I was like throwing money away and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So after about a year and a half, so I think I was almost 19 when I moved to Florida. I had an opportunity to go to Florida. I up and left, and I bartended for like a year and just like partied my ass off in Florida and loved life. And then I went to school for skincare and laser, and that's when I got introduced to permanent makeup. So took a class when I was like, I think my first class when I was 23, and yeah, fell in love with all of it.
When you moved to Florida, where did you initially move? Like what city?
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach. And did you stay in that area?
No, I hopped all over Florida. I did like a year in Palm Beach. I did a year in Lauderdale. I did a couple years in Miami. I went back to Palm Beach. Yeah, I was all over South Florida for like 8 years. How
Okay.
about you? Did you grow up in Delaware and did you stay there?
I lived in Jacksonville when I was in the Navy, but all the way, I was all the way
Okay.
up north. I was all the way up north by Amelia Island. You know where that is? Like
Yeah,
Jacksonville, that area. It was called Mayport, Florida. I liked
I know
Florida. I mean,
Jacksonville,
it's
but okay.
Florida
I do
is
not like
very nice.
Jacksonville. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's
It's
something in the
different.
water
It's
out
different
there.
from
It's
the
really
South.
weird.
It's different from South Florida. It's definitely different from South Florida.
Yes. Yeah. I only like South Florida. I don't like any other
Well,
parts
South
of
Florida
Florida.
almost seems like you're in a different country, to be honest. I mean, it's tropical.
That's what I liked
It's a
about it.
different vibe.
Yeah.
Um,
I like
yeah,
culture,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Was it hard for you as a going there? See, when I moved away, I was in the military, so I was forced to be there. You kind of instantly make friends because you're with people. Was it hard for you to be alone and move?
No, I'm super outgoing. I'm super friendly. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know if you believe in astrology. I didn't used to until I started recognizing patterns in my life, and then I started reading about it, and I was like, oh. But I'm very friendly. I didn't have an issue making friends. Everywhere I go, I make friends. So
Okay.
Big news for the SMP world. Follicule has just dropped their new scalp pigment. It's bigger, better, and made with Hanafi Color Pigments, one of the largest pigment manufacturers in the world. Not only is this pigment backed by world-class expertise, but they are giving you more of what you need. That's right. Their new, bigger bottles mean you have enough pigment to do 20 to 25 sessions in just one bottle. And because you're part of the Dattie podcast community, we're offering you an exclusive deal. 15% off all pigments and aftercare products when you use the code DADDY at checkout. Take your SMP game to the next level with Follicule Pigments. Go to the Follicule website. Get it now.
yeah.
And while you were in Florida, aside from the bartending role, did you have any other jobs?
I bartended and waitressed, and no, then I went to school for skincare, and then I started working at a spa, and I've just doing all of that for like almost 13 years now.
Wow. I mean, it's to go from architecture, which is a male dominant, and it's very boring. I know that's why did you pick
It was so
architecture?
boring.
Were you just like, did
Dude,
someone
it was
convince
bad.
you?
It was bad. What's it called? Guidance. My guidance counselor like looked at my test scores and like where I tested highest in, and like, yeah, I'm good at shapes and freaking numbers and math. Like that's, I was a math,
Yeah.
science, and art nerd. Those are the things I liked. I hated English. I hated history. I hated geography, like anything like that. So she was like, oh, I see you're good at like measurements and blah, 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 and you should go to architecture. And I was like, okay. She didn't like at all consider my personality. Class clown, like total goofball, super popular, like, likes to be around people. So that, I think it was poor guidance, but I can't really put that on them. It's not like they're entirely responsible for helping guide us, but at the same time, like, that's literally their job title. So
Yeah,
I feel like it was poor
and
guidance,
to her
but
point, I mean,
yeah, I wasted a lot of money,
if you did
in
follow it
college.
through, you did there's definitely jobs, right? There's definitely architecture jobs, but it's rare. It's rare. And I don't think I know any female architects like that I've ever met. And so
Yeah.
I did
There's-
some time in engineering. That's the only reason why I even know some of this, you know. Did you get to the point where you use some AutoCAD at all?
No, no, everything we didn't get there yet. I was doing a lot of drawing on like the light box, but we didn't get to anything with computers yet at the time.
Okay. Okay, cool. So when you finally decide to take the beauty class, what did you do? Like, did you get microblading or something done? Is that what took your interest, or what kind of draw you
I
to into it?
got, I got a tattoo and I was drunk and I got it removed and it worked. Like you would never know that I had a tattoo there. Every single ounce of the ink is gone, no scarring or anything. And that's what piqued my interest in it. And I was like, man, like think of all the funny stories I'll get to hear about people's regretful tattoos. Like what a fun industry. And so I went to school originally for that. And then when I was actually doing it, like I hated laser. It was just really just pushing buttons, and people are in pain, so they like can't really think straight to talk to you and tell you much. And like they're quick procedures. You don't get tipped. You're usually getting paid like hourly plus commission. Just not a wasn't enough financial benefit, and it was not as fun as I thought it would be. But I fell in love with skincare and permanent makeup, so I went with that.
Okay, that makes sense. And I've had tattoo removal. It is terrible, and you can't really talk
No,
because
you're literally being tortured.
yeah, it's brutal, people. It is
Yeah,
brutal.
it
Um,
is.
I see you offer a few different services. What's your main service that you kind of focus on, like the PMU, the SMP? Like what's your favorite
Yeah,
one?
so the main four I would say is brows, SMP, scar camouflage, and microchanneling. So I do a lot of scar camouflage and like tattooing skin color into hypopigmented scars. And a lot of times I need to microchannel them to break up the scar tissue and make it more receptible to the ink, to accept the ink and retain the ink better. So the two go hand in hand really nicely. So I do a lot of those, and I've been doing more scars lately than brows or SMP. But I've been doing a lot of sales also. So I started working for the microchanneling company, the device company. That's what I spoke about last year at meeting of minds, was the Procell Therapies microchanneling device. So I started selling their device. Actually, I've been doing it for like 7 years now. It's crazy, but it used to be super like part-time for me. And it was just when I had time. And when I got sick, it was something where I wasn't wanting to do as much procedures being hands on, while I was sick, but being like working from the computer and just hustling sales was something I was still able to do while sick. So I went pretty heavy with that for a while, and now it consumes a lot more of my time than it used to. And I'm really grateful for it. Honestly, like it's good money and I can do it from anywhere in the world. Just need my computer, And so I've stepped away from teaching as much and doing procedures as much, but I just started marketing again. I just am signing up today actually with the 7-figure SMP guy, or seven. I can't even think of his name.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
seven
bad.
figure. Yeah, I know
I'm
him.
gonna brain fart. Yeah. But I'm excited to get started with him. Several of my colleagues have been using him and they're having good results. So I haven't marketed in a while. I just took a step away from everything, and it's been nice. I think I overworked myself. I've been in the industry for 13 years, and I kind of like I got sick and I got tired and I needed to step away. And now I'm ready to do more procedures and get back into it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm about to put my credit card in today for that, for the
I was
marketing. Yeah.
I was curious. I'm glad you explained the Procell stuff and how I was curious to how, because if you're not doing procedures, like how do you get money? I'm sure you still have bills, right? So that's how you
Yeah, no,
kind of.
I've been, yeah, sales, dude. Like it's been great. Like it was a nice like takeaway from working hands all the time and or hands on all the time and training people, like being able to just like make money with my computer, essentially just selling products and machines. Like it was a blessing. I'm so grateful for that I had that in my life.
Do they give you the leads?
Some. So you get your own, and then depending like how many sales you close, they'll give you more and more leads. So yeah, they do send me a lot of leads now. Had to work
What's
my
the
way up to that, but
what's the difference between microneedling and microchanneling? Can you explain that for everyone?
yeah, for sure. I actually have the device right here. Micro needling is typically like a pen, and it has needles on it, and the needles are typically on most devices pretty close together. And with microchanneling, they came out with these really unique, like patented tips where they use wire filaments, which is what's used in electrolysis. Electrolysis is like the kind of hair removal where they stick in the little, it looks like a needle, but it's a wire filament. They stick it into the hair follicle and zap it one by one. So wire filaments are so tiny that they can fit inside of a hair follicle. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this because my camera's kind of shiesty, but let me see if I
I
can
can
get
see
it to
it.
focus. So you see how like all those needles, essentially wire filaments, are spread really far apart. So that makes a difference in like the response that you see in the skin, the reaction. It's a lot more consistent, and it's basically less trauma than microneedling because they're spread far apart and we are stamping it. So we're creating like little vertical holes essentially, but we call them channels for the product to penetrate. Whereas microneedling is usually kind of like a tattoo in a sense that you're dragging a pen with needles over the skin and kind of like scraping it and tearing it. And there's a lot more blood involved, a lot more downtime. With microneedling, you weren't able to like go close to the eyes with like the thin eye skin. It was a contraindication. You weren't able to work on active acne. You weren't able to work on like dark skin types because you could hyperpigment them. There's just a lot of things. Microchanneling is just better. It's the same exact science. It's creating an injury to stimulate collagen and new cell production, elastin production. But it's a better technique, better device.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that. And so if so when someone's working on a scar, a hair transplant scar, that what could they do could they use a needle with no ink on it to kind of simulate the same kind of process?
Totally, totally. I used to do that really until I got my hands on the microchanneling device. I just would use my tattoo machine a lot. A lot of times I wouldn't even bust out. I used to do regular microneedling, so I had one of those pen devices. And when I was working on scalps on like a transplant that was hypertrophic or raised hard tissue, I would just graze over it with my tattoo machine and like a mag needle, if you know what that is, like a curved mag. It's like where the needles are stacked like this, and sometimes it's like 7. You can have all the way up to like 23 needles in there, and I would just kind of graze over it. Sometimes I would even stipple it just to stimulate the scar tissue to break up a little bit. I mean, you could definitely do that. You don't need a microchanneling device for if you're just doing like hair transplant scars, but I do think it makes a huge difference. I think it makes my job a lot easier having a microchanneling device, but it also does like hair growth too. So that's what's cool is
To
we have
stimulate hair
stem
growth?
cells. Yeah, and we
Okay,
have like
cool.
a hair stem cell serum that we roll onto the scalp. So it's nice being able to offer, when people come in and like they are just starting to recede, and it's like, yeah, we could tattoo them, but like that's the perfect candidate to where I'm just like, hey, do you why don't we like grow some of your hair back and push off the SMP for a couple of years. They're still going to come to me for SMP at some point, but if they can have their real hair for a few years longer, most people want that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. What's something like that cost, like that machine?
So the machine we have two different options. They wanted to give people an option to have a cheaper investment. One of them is $3,000, the other one's $4,000. Right now we have a sale going on where the cheaper one is half off, so it's like 1,500 right now, and the more expensive one is 1,000 off, so it's $3,000 right now. And then you buy like as many products as you want. So the products are not included with the device, but this company is really cool. They have a lifetime warranty. They have a lot of support, like educational support. They're always having like webinars. You can join these webinars even if you don't own our device. Like if you just want to learn about microneedling and microchanneling in general, and hair loss and acne, we have webinars on all different topics, like multiple times a month, that you can join whether you're our client or not. So it's a really, really good company, and they've come so far, and they are the largest microneedling company in the country right now in the US, and they're working on being the largest in the world right now. So
Wow. That's
yeah.
that's that's incredible, and I'm sure you're part of the reason they're growing, right? Talking about their
Yeah.
product. What
Yeah,
now
yeah. The owner actually treated the first 15. I was one of the first like 15 people to ever like work with them. And the owner just in 2023, him and his wife were traveling the world while their house in Tampa was being renovated. And he treated all 15 of us to like a country of our choice, a trip of our choice, and paid for it and everything. Like
Holy shit.
yeah, it was really cool. And he took us all to EDC, got us like helicopter, the helicopter like drop in or whatever to EDC and stuff too. So
What's
really good company.
EDC? What's EDC?
Electric dance, electric dance. What the hell does it stand for? It's a
Like a
festival.
techno festival
Yeah,
thing?
it's a
Okay.
music festival. It was not
Okay.
my scene. I do like festivals, but that one was too intense. It was a lot of stimulation, like
That'd
just
be,
a lot of lights, a lot of sounds,
a
but
lot
it
of
was fun.
Molly.
A lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All of it. All of it. I'm a big psychedelic advocate. If you don't know that about me, I'm like, I wish that
Oh,
more
I've
people
done
in the world
shrooms.
would.
I've done
Yeah,
shrooms
I wish
and
more people would do psychedelics and less people would drink. I think the world would be a better place. But they have a bad rep because people take too much. But it's like you can do that with alcohol too. So
yeah, the psilocybin, I mean, they're treating people with PTSD with psilocybin,
yeah,
So I
ketamine
think there's a lot
too.
of benefits, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
okay, so my armpit tattoo, I had like half of my sleeve done and my back done before I ever discovered this like freaking magic trick. I had been partying for my birthday the night prior to my tattoo, and my friends and I were doing ketamine, and which it's people are doing like curing PTSD with ketamine as well, and depression and stuff, which is really cool. Like you can go to a doctor's office, like a ketamine clinic, and get it intravenous. I haven't tried it that way, but I have done it recreationally. And so the next day I had my tattoo appointment, and I was like, I wonder like what that would feel like on ketamine. I did not even feel my armpit being tattooed. Like now I'm like, wow, I can just zonk myself out before I get tattooed and not deal with any of the pain. It's really nice.
When it comes to scalp micropigmentation, you need tools you can trust. That's where InkU SMP products come in. Jade needles are designed for precision and durability, giving you consistent, flawless results every time. Pair them with InkU Pigment, a rich, long-lasting formula your clients will love. Keep things smooth with InkU Butter, perfect for soothing and protecting the skin. And finish strong with antimicrobial foam cleanser for a clean, worry-free healing process. Ready to take your SMP game to the next level? Visit inkucare.com today. InkU SMP products are made for artists by artists.
That's how I learned about ketamine. One of my patients took the ketamine before he came in for the second session. First, he needed to see what was going on, and for session 2, he took the ketamine. I was like, "What's happening right now?" And then he explained it to me. I was like, "Okay, okay."
Yeah. No, it's great. I also will do it before going to the dentist, because I hate the dentist, and it's like a
It's
nerve block.
scary.
The dentist is scary, so I'll do
Yeah.
ketamine before the dentist, and I'll do ketamine before tattoos. And I also when I had COVID in 2020, I lost a ton of hair, and then I went and got PRP injections, and those freaking hurt. Like it is painful. And the second time I had it done, I did ketamine for that too. It's great.
Okay.
I love it.
I've heard the PRP shit because there's shots in your skull.
Yeah, and there's no room for it, so it's like a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Big fan of ketamine. Happy to answer any questions anyone has about it. I love it.
How long does it last?
Not long, like 30 minutes to an hour.
And
It's pretty
is it a
quick.
pill? It's like a powder, like different forms?
Yeah, it's a powder. It's a powder. If if you have like a doctor that you could have them like inject you with it, but you can also just do it the good old fashioned street way and snort it.
What and
So
what does the what does the effect do? Like, so once it's in your body, how do you feel? What does it do?
Body wise, you feel like you're walking on clouds, kind of light and airy. It slows your brain down. So that's the part I don't like about it. So I don't like to go out to parties and like do ketamine because I don't like your like conversational skills kind of go to shit. It's a dissociative essentially.
Yeah.
It's more like great for like, okay, for example, if you are at a music festival and you're dancing and walking around and you're on Molly and this and that, and like Molly can kind of tense up your muscles, you know? So at the end of the night, that's when ketamine is nice because it loosens up your muscles, it relaxes you, and it's used in anesthesia. It's a painkiller, so it's a tranquilizer, so it numbs you, which is nice. But yeah, it's just great for pain, and it's great for the end of a long night. And it's really great. Like when my godfather committed suicide in 2020, I just went into like a 3-day ketamine bender, and it oddly like helped me cope and helped me process things. And that there's a reason it's being used in the mental health industry. It's a beautiful drug.
Sorry to hear
But
that.
it's not for everybody. You got to try it to find out. You got to see if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about your godfather. That's
Thank
terrible.
you. Yeah,
Uh,
it was a shitty year. Fuck
what
2020.
in regards to the ketamine, so you'd say it's more something you should do at your house, like by yourself, like you don't want to be in public really doing it?
I mean, I'm experienced with it, so I'll do it in public. But I think, yeah, it's better for like the end of a night, like winding down. Like it will definitely mess up your like motor skills a bit, So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I was a dancer. I was a ballerina for 11 years. Like I have rhythm. I can dance. I cannot dance well when I'm on ketamine because it like slows you down. So it's like keeping up with the beat is a lot harder, And ketamine is kind of exploding right now, and it's interesting. The last festival that I went to, I felt like too many people are doing it out at festivals, and rather than waiting for when they get home. And like the energy was a lot slower at the last festival I went to. Like it didn't feel like a normal rave where people are shuffling and dancing and hopping all over and picking up with the beat and jumping up and down. It was very much like everyone was kind of mellowed out, and I was like, man, I think a lot of these people are on ketamine, which is fine. But like it was kind of sad to see in a way because like the energy just it mellows you out. So just depends. There's different times for it.
Did you ever hear of Firefly Music Festival? It went on for
Where's
it went on for 10 years here in Delaware. They
hmm.
stopped it, right around when COVID happened, but it was great. I mean, I didn't have it when I was in high school, but they started, I think it went from 2012 to 2022 probably, I guess,
Hmm.
and,
No,
it was
never heard of
great.
it.
So that was the last festival I went to. I don't know if I'll go to another festival for a long time. It's exhausting,
Yeah.
as you know.
I am festivaled out for sure. The last one
Yeah.
I went to, I was like, I am
A
I
lot
am
of
however
people.
Yeah, I am, however, going to Burning Man again next year. I went to Burning Man before it was commercialized. I went in 2010 and 11. Steven and I went in 2011. And I haven't been back since, and I want to do it one more time. So I
What,
got a
didn't
little
something
camp.
crazy happen this year? Like the tornado or windstorm or something they were saying?
Yeah, there was a giant dust storm, but I mean that happens. That happened one of
Okay.
the years that I was there too. I think this one probably the worst one that they've ever experienced. It like ripped tents apart and stuff. Like the orgy dome got that was
Yeah.
all over. Everyone thought that was so funny. The orgy dome got ruined.
Is that real? Is
But
the orgy dome real?
yeah, it's real. I've never been in it, but it exists.
It
I've walked
happens?
past it. Yeah, I have
Okay.
walked past it. Yeah, it's like a city. I mean, there's like 70,000 people out there. So apparently a woman had a baby out there, and then somebody got killed out there this year. Somebody was like murdered. There's like a crime scene going on,
I didn't
investigation going on. I mean,
I didn't see
yeah,
that.
it's weird. So it's like a life entered the world and a life left the world this
Damn,
year.
I
So
didn't
that's
realize it was that big, 70,000. Firefly, I think they had our peak was 100,000 people. And this was what they do is they have it at it's at a NASCAR track, like on the outside.
yeah.
So for NASCAR, people they come from all over in these RVs, so they already had the land, so that's kind of where they had it. But
Hmm.
damn,
Yeah.
70,000 people in the desert. Like, cause this is in the middle of nowhere, right?
Hmm. It's a dried up lake bed, so there's no like plants or animals or anything. It's just dirt, dust, really. It's clay, essentially. It's exactly what it is. It's clay. So you get real dusty, but you don't, I don't know, you don't have to deal with like mosquitoes and shit and bugs and spiders in your tent, because there's like no wildlife. So that part of it's nice. But yeah, it's like the line to get in is like 10 to 11 hours of like just slowly moving forward in your vehicle to get in. So that's why a lot of people are like, 'cause the celebrities, they fly in on their jets. Some adventure people are skydiving in.
I saw that.
But
That was pretty cool. But I was like, man,
yeah,
this guy's got a lot of money to do all that.
yeah. Channing Tatum flew in his private jet. Mhm.
Yeah, well, he could do that.
Yes, he can.
Uh, I want to go back to, so I saw on it, I liked how on your areola restoration 3D tattoo, you put, this is medical tattoo, please don't report. I thought that was genius because I had talked to a few other women who do the 3D areola and they said it kept getting flagged and people
Ah.
taking it down.
Yeah, you have to put that. None of mine, thankfully, have ever been flagged. I have always put, that this is a tattoo. So definitely encourage doing that because it's so stupid that they get flagged. I actually saw something yesterday I'd never heard or seen before. It was I was like doom scrolling on TikTok and I saw this woman flash a bunch of horses and they took off running and then in the caption it said that something about like women's areolas are bigger so animals are scared of them because they think they're like really big eyes or something. It's like what? But then like it really she flashed the horses and they just were like out, like wanted nothing to do with her the second they saw her boobs.
That's
Very
hilarious.
interesting. Yeah.
But I also saw that you remove ink. So it was like a botched microblading. You said it was emergency removal if you did it within a certain amount of time. So how do you remove that ink? What's the
Yeah.
process there?
So I've got a webinar on it. It's like $100, best $100 you'll ever spend. I think everybody should know this trick. I can explain it, but if anybody wants to like see it in detail, I've got cases on the webinar of lips, brows, and SMP. So I do emergency removals of like botched work essentially, but even my own, like, when we're poking thousands and thousands of dots, like I'm a perfectionist. If I see one dot that's like the slightest bit like too large or too dark, like I'm gonna take it out right there. Like, I don't want to let it heal because they'll expand sometimes. If you get those like I call them like mega dots, even though they're still so tiny. Like most artists won't even notice them, or if they make a larger dot, they'll just blend it in the next session. But I just take it out. You can remove ink up to like 4 days old, essentially with sinus cleansing salt. So you know how like we tell people not to go in the ocean and not to sweat when they have their fresh ink. That is because salt removes ink, and in our sweat we have salt, we have iodine. In the ocean there is salt. So you essentially soak salt on the fresh tattoo, and it will come out. It's
So are
pretty
you
wild.
spraying like saline into it, or like what you just taking some salt like from the grocery store and putting it on it? What are you doing?
Not like table salt, but sinus cleansing salt, like the little packets. And then you mix that with saline and you make like a slushy consistency, and then you kind of open up the tattoo and then you just soak it on top and
Huh.
it'll come out. Yeah, it's pretty wild. You can do it on healed tattoos as well, but I do three different types of removals. I do extract, I do lift, and then I do the saline one. And there's different scenarios for that. I'll use my different removal products, but every time I'm doing like an emergency removal on unhealed work, I'm using freaking sinus cleansing salt. But
What
yeah,
if it's healed?
if you want to see it, like I said, like I'm happy to send you the webinar. But I made some videos on it just so people can see it. It's one of the best things I've ever learned. I have saved so many people. Like I could send you a wild picture right now, and like I completely saved this guy's life. Like it was just the craziest thing that I've ever seen. I'm gonna text it to you right now.
Okay. And Taryn, how can people sign up for your course? What do they got to go to? Where do they sign up?
So if you go to my website, they can just go to my like Shopify store, and all my webinars are on there, or they can just message me. Just message me, hey, I want to take the hairline webinar, and I'll shoot them a payment link. So either way.
Wow, you really did take it off. Holy shit. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Man, they made them things big as shit.
Yeah, and like
Wow.
so right, they made them so big. And if you look at like immediately after, there was some ink that I couldn't get it, like I couldn't get it all out. A lot of times I can like get it out right before your eyes, but there was some that I couldn't get out there. But what happens is as it scabs up, it continues to lift it. So when the came out, there was no ink left.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even look like it's on there.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it came out and like completely.
So so one of them's the salt, and, what's the other way that you remove it? Laser, and what's the other one?
I don't do laser. I do send people for laser sometimes. I do extract and lift, which are two. So lift is like a saline solution, like a ink lightening solution that I tattoo into their skin.
Mhm.
And the company is called Lift. It's LI-FT. And then extract is a different kind of removal. That's a really gnarly healing process. But
Is
there
that
is,
I
it's more effective than lift. That's for like healed work.
is
You
it
know, and
basically scraping it out of their skin?
no, not really. It's tattooing a product in that like lightens it and lifts it out. But extract is such a gnarly healing process. They have to wear these bandages. Like I do mostly extract on brows. They have to wear these bandages and apply product to it every single day for like 2 weeks. They have to look all crazy with bandages. I mean, it's good because it breaks down scar tissue. There is a time for it. Like if you have somebody who's had their eyebrows tattooed for 20 years, you know, and they've got the old style techniques where there was a ton of scarring created. Extract is a good one because it uses skincare products, so it's also breaking down scar tissue in the process. Whereas a lot of times, like if you try to get laser, but people have a bunch of scar tissue, the laser won't work because the ink will get trapped in the scar tissue. You know, so different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, that's cool. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, people, sign up
Yeah,
for her class, sign up for these webinars. Why not? I mean, you said it's only
yeah,
100
thank
bucks?
you. That's 100 bucks you'll ever
Come
spend.
on,
It's super
$100?
helpful.
$100? That's
Yeah,
like going out to dinner one night. Come on.
yeah,
You can use this
yeah,
knowledge, make you more money.
yeah. Exactly. No, it's nice to
So
be able to help people with that. That's been I get so many calls of people just like, "I just got my eyebrows done and they're awful."
well, Taryn, so now that you're kind of getting back into it, what is your are you still going to do SMP, PMU, or are you
Yeah.
market like so you sign up for this new marketing program? What's your goal here?
Yeah, I wanna get to doing some more SMP. I miss it. I've done like one head a month, you know, for the past like couple of years. I'd like to be doing like 4 or 5 a month. That's all I like. I don't really like doing like multiple heads a day. I don't know how people do that. Um, you know, I've always been that way. That's why I originally
It's a
like
lot.
dragged.
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I dragged Steven into it at one point when I was doing 2 or 3 heads a day, and I was like, "Oh, fuck this!" Like, but I miss it. It's become really meditative for me. So it's one of my favorite things to do. It's like doesn't take it doesn't exhaust my brain as much as like some of the other things I do can. Like when I have to do correction work and I need to think about colors and stuff like that. So I love SMP. I want to do more of it for sure. I miss it. Um, and then I also just signed up for a new thing that I think is going to be really popular. So I'm signed up for a class on brow extensions. So like the girls do their lash extensions.
Uh-huh.
Now they're doing brow extensions. So I just signed up for that. I'm like, shit, I would love to do that. Like I would love to not have to fill mine in or have them tattooed. I would love to have more hair, just have them look all fluffy. So
I mean, like attaching little hairs to your hair, like
yeah,
the
I might
lap
hate it. I might completely hate doing it, but I'm the
looks
type of
very
person like I don't
tedious.
know
It'd
until
probably
I
be
try.
my sister does the
Yeah.
lashes, and it's so tedious. It's so tedious.
I didn't like lashes, but the brows, I don't know, for some reason it looks easier to me. And I love doing eyebrows. I like shaping eyebrows. So I think I might like it. We'll see.
It's
Fifteen
worth
hundred
it.
bucks, whatever. If I don't like
Another
it,
thing on your belt, right?
yeah, yeah.
Another skill. Okay.
Yeah. What do you do anything else other than SMP?
Podcast. Make stupid
Yeah.
videos.
Dude, I wish I like always tell myself I'm gonna start doing more content and then I don't.
it's exhausting, and it's
Yeah.
and if you second guess yourself, you won't do it. Like a lot of times I'm like, shit, should I put this out? I look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. I look like an idiot. If but yeah, so I pretty much just do SMP. I make videos. And do the podcast. That's pretty much what my sister does microblading here, and she also does eyelashes.
Nice.
Before I did this, I used to work at a bank. I did a career change. I did a career
Nice.
change. Yeah. I
Good for
like
you.
it. I like being my own boss. It's
Yeah.
exhausting and it's very fulfilling, but it can
Hmm.
also, it takes a toll on you, after a while. I'm not going to lie about that to any
Oh
entrepreneur
yeah.
out
No,
there.
I overworked myself. I needed the
Yeah.
break. Like I needed to slow down. Those last 2 years, it was like I got sick and I really hated that I had to close my place at first. And then like once I realized how much of a load it took off of me, like I'm happy now. So I'm happy that it happened because I needed to slow down.
Yeah. And just kind of regroup and figure out what your next
I
game
lost
plan is.
passion for a while. Like I stopped like interacting in the Facebook groups. I stopped trying to, teach people and help people and explain things to people. I really stopped caring for a while. I got exhausted. But I'm back in it now. I just needed a break.
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. So how can people find you? What's all your TikToks and Instagram and website? What's all the information?
My name is the easiest way to find me. I'm the only one in the whole world. So,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Well, there's other Quinterris in the world, but my mom's maiden name was Vodo, and her great grandmother was dying, and she was the last of the Quinterris. And my mom was young. This was before I was even born. And so when my mom turned 18, she wanted to keep her great grandmother's name going. So she went and legally changed her last name. But this was like before the internet existed, and she forgot to bring a piece of mail with her that showed how it was spelled. So my mom spelt our last name wrong. So we're the only Quinterris that is spelt this way. So I'm super easy to find. But yeah, so my website is cosmetic-aesthetics.com. And aesthetics is spelled with an A. And the
Okay.
Instagram is cosmetic_aesthetics. And then the easiest way is just, search my name.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for doing this, Taryn. I really appreciate you. Stay on.